Hello guys, how are you? Here on the disassemble of my Alfa 33 to start my restoration, I want to give you here a tip or two, or a quick tip or two, while I am disassembling the car, to give you some answers to some problems that you may have. As you may know, on the Alfa 33, sometimes you have problems on the RPM counter and on the speedometer. Both of these issues are not related, and the symptom of the RPM counter is normally you only can have a reading of about half of the revs that you actually have on your engine. For example, if you have top revs like 6,500 RPM, you only can read about 4,000 to 3,000 RPM. The problem is actually only on the cluster itself. You can remove your cluster and send it to the company, to any company that actually refurbish the clusters. But here in Portugal, there is a great company that works worldwide. I already talked about that company that actually repairs the clusters for the Alfa 156 because of the service reset and impossible. And I'll leave you the description below all that information. Now, about this speedometer, there can be one or two or three problems with it. Before you send your cluster to be repaired, please first do 2 or 3 checks before you tell the guys to also repair your speedometer, because most of the times the problem is not on the speedometer itself, but yes, on the car. Now, on this Alfa 33, as you can imagine, this dashboard actually shakes a lot. It's just the way it is, okay? And if it shakes a lot, the cluster shakes, the plugs also shake a lot, and the vibrations of that, as I may told you on so many other videos on my channel, the vibrations are the worst, okay, for everything. And then those plugs, those terminals, those metallic terminals over there, actually they come loose a bit and they do bad contacts on that area over there. So my solution on this area over here is to fill up this with the dielectric grease to stop some isolating bad contacts, okay? Check out if the contacts are good, are not burned through. And I actually add 2 false pins over here to try to secure this a little bit more so it does not rattle some more. The next thing is to replace your dedicated speedometer wire. Now this wire here is not just some cable. This is shielded cable. It is not difficult to find. It is very easy to find on shops that sell electric and electronic parts. So buy some 2 or 3 meters of wire, or 4 or 5 or whatever you want, and replace your wire. Now this wire stops at about next to the area of the battery. On that area you have an interconnection that is not very good, okay, from factory. So here is the position of the battery of the 33. I remove it too, so it is easier, and you should do that as well, to discover your plug for the speedometer. Now this plug for the speedometer, it is not original, okay? From factory, at least on my case, and those that I saw mounted, it was a black or white squared plug. They did not have any kinds of isolation. For example, this plug here, it has isolation over here on the wires, on both sides of course, and also that yellow sealer over there. Very, very good. So what happens with age, this area here is always moist, and the moisture accumulates on the terminals over here, and you can have bad reading of your speedometer. If you cannot find this plug, don't despair. You just go to the gearbox, follow the sender unit for the speedometer, follow the wire or this cable, and see where it stops, where it meets an interconnection. And then you can purchase these interconnections on any store that sells electronics or electric parts, and you have your modification complete. By the way, one of the symptoms of your speedometer, when you turn on the low beams or even just the presence lights, your needle goes all the way to 0. Okay, no, that is the same problem. You have your terminals all corroded here, on there, on the cluster. The terminals are very loose. You have to check out everything, the wiring, do all that, and only then send your cluster to be repaired and say, I already did this, this, and that, and I know for sure the problem is on my cluster or your sending unit. But it's very rare to be the sending unit. Guys, I really hope you like this video. If you do, please leave a like on the button below. Down there on the description below, there is a lot of information related to this video and many more informations that can be useful for you. Also down there are 2 links if you want to do so for helps to the channel. I see you next time, guys. Bye.